Hey, Fanboy Nation.
This is your pal Daffy Duck, and you're watching.
We're watching Fanboy.
A fanboy, etc.
Fanboy Nation.
I assume Tom.
All right, here we go. We are talking to one of the baddest tag teams in all of professional wrestling, Lindsey and Laurie Carlson, Miami Sweet Heat, the future of WOW Women of Wrestling. Ladies, how you doing today?
We're doing very good today. Thank you. Thanks for having us. We've been looking forward to coming on Fanboy Nation.
Hey, it's our pleasure to talk to you. You know, David McLean has always been great to us, so we always have to pay him the favor and thank him for everything, because he's kept us watching WOW for the last 6 years and going all the way back to the original incarnation in 2000. What's it like for you two being a part of the organization now?
We are, like I told Lori, every day I get up and I thank God, and we're so grateful to be a part of WOW. It's such a great representation of women, to have Jeannie Buss as the owner, and we both look up to her as a businesswoman, as a woman empowerment, and for her to give us this platform to do what we love and show everyone what
She's opened a lot of doors for women wrestlers, and we're forever grateful for that.
we can't thank her and David enough
And Selena.
and Selena, of course, is a huge part of WOW. So can't thank them enough for being a part of this organization.
Yeah, I think I was either talking to Lindsey or Laurie, because we've been exchanging emails quite a bit. But the fact that I like that David doesn't over-sexualize you ladies in the production. You know, I mean, yes, you're sexy, you're attractive, you're powerful, but it's not, you know, all up butt camera shots and cleavage shots and everything else the way some promotions do it.
No, and what I love is David wants to show us our strong femininity. Did I say that right?
Yes.
But you know, and have respect. You know, we want people to respect us as wrestlers
And get families and children involved in wrestling, so it's, you know, friendly for all ages.
What I also like about you two is that you're your own person. You know, we have the Tonga twins, who are also identical twins. We can't really tell them apart. We had the Bella twins in the WWE that we couldn't often tell apart. But you two both have your own, you know, yes, you're twins. Yes, you know, you're very close, but we can tell who's who because you have your own identities. You're not using that twin magic to take advantage of the situation, at least not yet.
And not yet. Yes,
Not yet.
exactly. And interestingly enough, our hair's been different probably for about 10 years, but it really fits our personalities and who we are as people. I'm more the bubbly, and if I like to talk, I
She's
see
the
that a
mouth
lot.
of-
I'm the mouth of the tag team, and yeah, so.
And I'm the action.
Oh, she thinks.
I have to get her in line.
Well, tell us how
the
you.
hair fits our personalities.
Well, that's beautiful, but like, tell us how you got into professional wrestling, and then how you got into WOW. Because I think one of you is a nurse, correct?
We're both, we have our master's degree in occupational therapy, and we run our own therapy company in Florida, contract company for home care.
So that's actually how we got to Florida, because we'd always wanted to, after grad school, go somewhere with warm beaches, because it's too cold in Nebraska.
And I think too, we always had goals of, you know, bigger, and we wanted to, you know, we always knew we were meant for something bigger, and Nebraska's great to grow up, and it was a great place, hometown, but we had dreams of doing more and
Different.
going after our dreams.
So that was the
as
deal
far
with
as
the parents. You had to get your graduate degree first, and then you can go beat each other up in public.
Yes, our family. So we grew up in small town Hooper, Nebraska, and both my parents are school teachers. Growing up, we didn't have a whole lot. So my parents, they're the best humans in the world, but they instilled in us hard work, consistency, and never giving up. You can go after what you want in this world. Education really saved our family and helped our family be able to go to college. So my parents really pushed education.
My mom she went back to school, and after she had us, so she was older, and got her doctorate degree and has worked her way up, and she's actually the president of Methodist College in Nebraska. So education has taken her a long way, and I think she wanted us really to get that education before anything.
athletics is a huge part of my family. Our dad played semi-pro football, a little bit of professional NFL football as well. And both our brothers were successful amateur wrestlers, football players. So sports was always pushed, and I think that's where we get our hard work, grit, and that's how we ended up. So basketball was our first love. And when college basketball ended, we always had that void in our hearts because nothing ever fulfilled it. It was 12, 15 years of our lives. So Laurie's like, gosh, I really want to do something, like fighting.
And our friend had done professional wrestling, and I'd seen a little bit. We never really watched it as kids, but I'd seen a little bit, and I was like, this looks like it could be, something that we would like. And he's like, he had trained with AFA in Pennsylvania. And he's like, there's nowhere else you can go. You have to go to AFA, the Wild Samoans, to train. So I looked him up, and it was about an hour and a half from where we lived. So we went and watched a training session. And after that,
yeah, we fell in love with wrestling, and we fell in love with the family there too. We're still really close with them and keep in touch. So it was a great place to start. It wasn't easy, but it was where we learned our basics, and he taught us, hard work, grit, and
well, their family is like the Gracie family of professional wrestling. Rikishi's school is out here, School of Hard Knocks over in LA, AFA's over in Pennsylvania. You're keeping it in the family. You're wrestling. What do you tell your mom, who's the president of a Methodist university, that, you know what, Mom, we're going to go dress up and beat up other women on TV?
My parents, when we first got into wrestling, they were like, oh, are you sure you want to do this? Because we were, 30 at the time, a little bit older. And why do you want to do this? They came to my
dad's like, well, you don't want to get hurt and you can't do your real job, and then he came out here and he watched a training session. They came to our school show, and they could tell how much, we loved it. And he's like, oh, okay, and then, whatever makes you happy.
And then they fell in love with it too. And they're super proud of us, doing what we love and following our dreams.
And then take us through the audition process of WOW, because they were supposed to go nationwide on the auditions. Then, some little thing where the world fell apart for a couple of years kind of hindered everything. How did Miami Sweet Heat catch the eye of David McLean and Jeannie Buss when they couldn't make it to Miami?
So immediately, we've always wanted to be a part of WOW. When we saw the audition and it was happening in Miami, I immediately submitted our application. We were super bummed when we heard the tryout was canceled. But David, we got a call from David, and he, why wouldn't he? Of course. He said, we want you guys. And they flew us out to California, and the rest is history.
Well, episode 2 begins airing this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And, most of it's in the can so far for the season. And, we'll give a little spoiler. You're part of a faction with Vicky Lynn McCoy and Penelope Pink, kind of taking over the whole WOW scene. So how's that working out with all the egos? Because, when you girls get mad at each other, you hold grudges. Like women's MMA, the grudge doesn't end when the fight's over. It's like, I still don't like her. How do you keep those egos in check between the four of you?
Well, I know you talked to David already about faction, so I'll tell you a little bit.
Yeah.
Lana scouted us out, and she knew that Miami Sweet Heat, we were the real deal. And we might seem really sweet, but mess with us and
you get the heat.
You get the heat.
So all we can't say much about, what happens, but we will say the episodes get hotter.
They sure do.
And quite a bit feistier.
Yes. Oh, yes. You'll see a whole different side of Sweet Heat.
Well, right now, you're calm. It's not game day. It's not time to bust some heads. So I appreciate that.
We want those titles. We want those tag team championships.
Well, the new belts are gorgeous, so we're waiting for those to be displayed on television finally. And wait for everything to come to fruition. Yeah.
Yes.
And
we're super excited.
I'm sorry, go ahead. You broke up.
I said we're super excited for everybody to keep watching because the episodes get Amazing.
Like we said,
Hotter, yes.
Well, you're not lying about that. And then, with the fabulous Lana Starr in your corner, I believe Lana is the longest reigning WoW Women's Champion. It was either her or Jungle Girl. So something's been going right
it is.
for
I
in
mean,
your
look at
corner.
her. I mean, geez.
I know Lana is fabulous.
She has everybody's attention as soon as she come out the curtain.
She's
Fabulous.
The funniest thing about Lana is that I run into her in the most unusual of places. Like, I've run into her at a Christmas convention. I've run into her at a death metal show. I've run into her God knows where else. But, like, all these different places that don't seem to line up, there she is. And, like, she's always, like, 5 to 10 feet away from me. And we're like, really? You're here? Okay.
I love it. She's always looking gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
I don't think she wakes up with a bad hair day.
You don't ever catch her slipping.
No, she's perfect.
Yeah. And with her being your manager now, she's had quite a bit of influence. I mean, Nikita Lyons, who's in the WWE right now in NXT, was Faith the Lioness in WoW. So David McLean, Jeannie Buss, and Lana Starr are doing something right with their influence on everybody.
Yes. We have a great leader, that's for sure. She will lead us in the right direction.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yes.
Yeah. And then with everything going your way, I mean, you keep flying out from Florida to LA for the tapings, but the recent tapings just ended. So which are you liking a little more, out here on the West Coast or over there in Florida?
I still like that Florida sweet heat.
We're always going to be Florida sunshine girls. But we do like Cali. They have the beach here too, and our WoW family. So
Clearwater was an interesting experience.
Go back.
Yeah.
Listen, it's just a short plane flight away, so it's not like you got to drive cross country.
No, yeah.
Although Clearwater was kind of interesting. Like, the beaches there were really nice, but some of the people were like, okay.
Clearwater gets a little crazy. People party there. That's a party spot.
And during the day, that was the scary part.
Quiet if you want.
Yeah, during the day, middle of the day, people are.
St. Pete's a little bit more laid back if you wanna.
People are living their best life. 9:00 in the morning on Clearwater Beach
at Shepherd's.
Well, next time I come out, I'll make sure to come to a Rays game over in St. Petersburg.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So to go from graduate school to creating your own business, occupational therapy, and then on top of it, professional wrestling. What do you want to tell younger girls that are going to be looking up to you and realizing that, wow, they have advanced degrees, they've created their own business and are a part of a different industry and still get to wrestle? Like, what example do you want to be to them?
We really want young women and even older women, because we started wrestling in the 30s. So we want to inspire all women that if you have a dream and if you have a couple dreams, go after them and never give up.
It doesn't matter what age.
Yeah. And if especially those women that are like us, who are working 60, 40-hour weeks and training because we had this end goal in mind. And if you love something, never give up on it. And also society will tell you that, this is how you're supposed to live your life, but do what you love, because it's really short. We see in healthcare that life's just so fragile. So don't follow the normal society. If they say you need to live your life like that, do what makes you happy.
I think WoW's so awesome because all of us wrestlers are really, our characters are how we are in real life. I mean, it's not for show. Every character that's here is really what somebody is.
And I think we all are going to relate to some young girl or adult or inspire a lot of people with our stories and our backstories.
Well, you proved everybody else wrong, and your mom already proved everybody else wrong. Going back to school and then becoming president of an entire university, that's not an easy task.
All right, last question, guys.
All right, last question. Let's end this out for you. WoW Women of Wrestling is sitting there. It's blowing up again. We get to watch it this weekend. What is the one thing that everyone needs to keep their eye out for when it comes to Sweet Heat?
Well, Miami Sweet Heat, we're going to bring all the heat, and nobody's going to beat this duo. What do you say, Laura?
I think they just got to look out for us bringing the heat, because we have one goal in mind, and that's those world tag team titles. Yeah.
I love it. Miami Sweet Heat, it's been a great pleasure. Can't wait to see you again face to face and watch you bust some heads this weekend on syndication through all CBS affiliates. Wow, Women of Wrestling, the future tag team champions of the world, because we see it coming.
Yes. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye.